Welcome on back to some Nightcall. We're heading into night 5 to see if we can continue on our journey on figuring out who this murderer is. So, without further ado, start out night 5.
Mature content is, in this video, you have been warned.
You open one eye. Someone flushes the toilet. You hear the pipe shake. One of them runs under your bed. You find the sound calming. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 5. Alright. So, I don't understand why he's still popping up. We need to make some decent cash, but I also want to progress the story more. So I guess let's go pick up our old buddy. I need a ride, cabby. Harvey. I highly doubt he's gonna pay this, but let's go. The door opens. It's Harvey. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick as usual. Hey, good to see you again, Jen. Hey, Harvey. You start the engine. You look in the rearview mirror and you realize that the homeless man is clutching his left side. Well, alright. Ready, Freddy? Is everything alright? He gives you a vague answer. Yeah, sure, fine. He paused. He can't help making a face. Insist. You're really not looking that great. Don't worry, don't worry. I got in a little fight last night with this guy. But that's all taken care of now. All taken care of. He smiles, revealing a row of bad teeth. Look, you don't want to see a doctor? What kind of fight? Who was the guy? He doesn't seem to understand. Why, you know a lot of bums in Quincy? Before you can answer, all you need to know is he took everything as something that belonged to me and he paid the price. He closes his eyes a moment. So yeah, he wasn't all that bad. But if you let someone steal your stuff, you're done for sure. You have to show him you're tough, that you are a big shot. He pulls a sour smile. Sometime later, your passenger clears his throat. You wouldn't happen to have a little something to drink, would you? You know, like they do in those newfangled cabs. Angled cabs these days? I'm assuming it's like a fancy cab. I don't know. Chevy driven cars? Yeah, that's right. I don't have anything, sorry. He nods. I don't mean water, you know? You smile. I realize that. He sighs. Usually you're not such a pain. Relax, will you? I'm worried. He opens his mouth to say something and stops short. Yeah, I know, man. Sorry. He gives you a blank look. Question, you know, I've got those morning, noon, and night. I'm sick and tired of them. He loses himself in thought. As you drive along, you see him struggle to keep his eyes open. They are more often shut than open now. See nothing. Turn up the heat, I guess. Your passenger's head jerks back up. You are really a good guy, you know, yo? The passenger gives you a sleepy smile. Hey. Serious, you don't mind if I get a little shut-eye on the way, do you? You nod. Enjoy. He gives you a smile, but it's still a painful grimace. Next thing you know, he's sound asleep. You continue to drive in silence, soothed by the warm air of the car heater. You pull up in front of the undescriptive gray building. The passenger immediately wakes up and looks around. Shit, this is great. I'm first. Where are you? Where are we? An organization that hands out clothes for winter. I heard they were going to open a new... Pause. He's searching for the right word. A new shop, you could say. And I am the first one, huh? When does it open? 2 days from now. Your eyes widen. Your passenger gives a little laugh. Don't worry, I have plenty to keep me busy. He pats his pants pockets. I found some books. One on yoga. Okay. And then a book by that old handsome dude. You know, the guy who talks on the radio. It will help pass the time. He gives you a tap on the shoulder. He reaches for the door and stops short, overcome with a spasm of pain. Fuck. Are you okay? Yeah, don't worry. I'm taking you to the hospital. Take care. See you next time. Yeah, no. Let's take him to the hospital. No, I'm good. He opens the door and climbs gingerly out. Yeah, thanks for turning up the heat. That was nice. Next thing you know, he's disappeared down a dark side street. You sigh and start the cab. Yeah, I thought so. He wasn't in pain. But yeah. The hell is he getting himself into? Any leads? No leads. The radio's flashing though, so let's try this. Your finger is poisoned, posed in front of the car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. Listen to music, listen to the news. You happen upon a nighttime news. You learn that one of the recipients of this year's Fields Model Prize Award for outstanding work in mathematics in French woman of Iranian descent. You hear her voice in a short clip, immediately recognize it as one of your passengers. Her name is Shara Pever, age 33 on the spectrum, and a mathematician. You can't help but smile, remembering when she rode in your back seat. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. Okay, so we just learned that she's a mathematician and a model. Okay. Any leads? No. Okay. Well, let's go pick up this handsome devil and see how much we can earn. Because we definitely need the cash. 38 for 11 kilometers. Okay, yeah. Charles Dia, gotta make it snappy. He's gonna be one of those. Alright. Passenger who settles into the back seat could be a male model. You can tell on me. I mean, hey, he's got the looks for it. He asks you to take him to Charles D. Gala Airport. His voice is mild and pleasant. You sense your passenger wants to talk about the killer. It's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And his passenger is no exception. Ah, well. Cool. Watch him in the rearview mirror as he adjusts his clothes, checks his breath, obviously brimming. You drive people to the airport all the time. They bring along a suitcase or a banquet of flowers. The passenger doesn't have either. He's looking at himself in the rearview mirror. His lips part and he runs his tongue over his teeth. Dude. Are you having a blast with your vanity? Because, dear God, man. Nothing's stuck in my teeth, right? You shake your head. No. You wonder why he is going to the airport. You're wondering why I'm going to the airport, aren't you? Yes. I could tell you were curious. I'll tell you, but it's a secret. His voice has changed as if he were about to deliver a speech. Women today are too smart for us men. Too smart, they're onto us the minute you try to hit on them. He creaks his nose as if there was a bad smell in the cab. There are dozens of books on how to get lucky, on how to score, but they all make the same big mistake. You know what the mistake I'm talking about is? They're stupid. They're written by men? Yeah, they're written by men. I don't see why that's a problem. After all, deer don't write books on hunting, do they? I mean... some women actually have some really good points, considering they are the ones that you're trying to hit on, so... just a thought, Bill. He smirks. No, let me tell you. All those books about hitting on women never tell you where the best hunting grounds are. This guy. Okay. A theoretical pause. Airports. Are you serious? Another theoretical pause. It's brilliant, right? Women in airports are lonely, emotional, and available. On the street, they're always in a hurry, don't have any time at the movies or in museums. They don't want to be disturbed. But at the airport, he is clearly very proud of himself. He remains silent. He crinkles his nose and sniffs again. Is it me, or is there a funny smell in the cab? You sniff too. Sorry, I don't smell anything. He shrugs, then goes back to his monologue. I'm pretty sure it's your upper lip. Personally, I prefer older women. Now, let him talk. Single moms who are at the airport pick up or send their kids to their exes. They're waiting on the unaccompanied liner's counter to get information about a late flight or a gate change. I walk over to the counter, look at the flight information, pretend to be worried. My sister, I say, I'm waiting for my little sister. She's never been to Paris before. I'm going to take her to the Louvre. She wants to work in fashion someday. She's already very talented. I hope everything is okay, that she had a good flight. She means the world to me. She's my half-sister, but I love her like a sister. A smile. He takes another sniff bounces around the cab and picks up where he left off. This guy is some work, man. Half-sister line, it works every time. Just divorced parents, remarried, every time. He burst out laughing. Just let him keep talking. Only for the fact that we might hear something. I don't know. And plus, you let him talk, possibly a better tip. A word of advice, though, you have to get there early. Make a day of it. Keep an eye on the domestic flights, the delay, the companions. It requires a little preparation, but I usually go home with 20, even 30 numbers. This guy is such a... no. In 6 hours, not bad, huh? I mean, props that he's out there and trying to score, but you're a straight up dog if you pull in that many numbers. I'm gonna keep talking. Another thing I wouldn't recommend orally, the counters are a disaster there. You have to go back and forth between different levels. It's exhausting. And then neon lights, they ruin your eyes. No, Rosie is definitely the way to go. The domestic flights terminal. He rubs his hands together. I can't feel it. Today is my lucky day. I'm going to be amazing. They're going to fall for me big time. I can't resist you giving a slight cough and say, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" Oh, of course not. At all. Anything to help you understand my game plan. Do you really need to go through all of that? What do you do after all that? Do you realize you're a total asshole? I would go for that. But, I'm gonna go for the tip. What do you do after all that? Do you really need to go through all that? Just because there's an icon, let's go with this one. I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at. Well, you're rather attractive physically. A slight pause. And it is it really necessary to go to all the trouble to pick up women? Don't women like you? It's besides the point. It's more efficient, more productive. I got on the make twice a week and I end up with a date for several weeks. That's so... wow, okay. And it's also a lot easier. It's less, how should I put it? Personal. I know it won't ever get serious, and that's what I'm looking for. Do you see what I mean? You're afraid of women. Not sure I want to. Nod your head. Yeah, I get it. He doesn't want commitment. The cab pulls into the drop-off lane. The passenger pays and fare and exits the cab. I'm telling you, you should take my advice. It's a piece of cake. You just need to come up with a good line or two. They all fall for it. It's really bizarre. That smell of shit. It seems to be following me wherever I go. Dude, it's your upper lip. Either that or it's just you, because... yeah. He walks away. Under the sole of his right shoe, you catch a sight of dark brown spot. Oh, he stepped in dog shit. The passenger disappears into the airport. You roll down the back seat window and start up the cab. What'd I tell you? Got a tip out of it. Not the greatest, but tip nonetheless. Alright, anybody? No? Really? Okay. Go over here. If we don't see anybody, a cigarette, you don't want a cigarette. Okay. I don't know what exactly that was about, but alright. I just want to ride around. Sure, kid. You have discovered 10% of the FedEx base game. Okay. When you see your next passenger, your first instinct is to prepare yourself for a fight. Oh joy. It's almost automatic, something about the way she holds herself, her super wide shoulders, her huge hands opening the door. This woman must be a champion weightlifter or something. Good evening, sir. I'm not particularly surprised by the low voice, but there's something incredibly gentle about the way she looks at you. Could you please drive around the outer belt? Seriously, of course. In which direction? Start the taxi. Yeah, of course. Perfect, perfect. She settles into the back seat. You start driving. The taxi leaves its parking spot and starts up an avenue, down a boulevard. After a few minutes of calm and silent driving, you get to the outer belt. You're probably wondering why I want you to do this, aren't you? A small yawn takes over her face. It's none of my business. A bit. I can imagine. I can imagine. Probably a rough day. Needs to go on a drive to think about things. I can imagine. Is it that obvious? She smiles, a soft, joyful grin. So what do you think I do for a living? Bodyguard, champion weightlifter, professional sports, stunt double. Bodyguard? No way. What man would want to hire a bodyguard that looks like me? They wouldn't dare. Her body is shaken by another huge yawn. The lights on the outer belt are making her drowsy. Okay. Come on, try again. You look at her in the rearview mirror. Her size, her build, it must be something physical. Her hands look like they're in bad shape. Manual labor, boxing, farming, fishing. Boxing? You lose, sorry. Really? It's funny, people think I'm some sort of superhero because of the way I look. The reality is rather sad. I work on a building site, so construction. You got it, good job. As simple as that, nothing very extravagant. I use a jackhammer. I ram it into cement, usually because my colleagues did a bad job pouring it. She smiles and yawns again. The lights on the outer belt line up on the dashboard. Your passenger blinks. I don't know if it's the lights, the way they're placed, or the back and forth between tunnels and bridges. I don't quite know what makes me. The outer belt puts me to sleep. So it's night since I cleaned out most of the college is plain turret. I don't know. I'm treating myself to a little. She smiles all the while closing her eyes. The enormous woman on your back seat begins to snore. You smile and keep driving without so much as another word. Little by little, her snoring subsides and gives away to bits of phrases she is unaware she's mumbling. I have a toe. Socialist. Toe socialist. Who wants me dead? The hell? Your passenger wakes up abruptly to take me home. I'm ready for bed. She falls asleep again as you exit the outer belt to bring her home. Then back this discreet, peaceful, hypnotic snoring. You shake your head in an attempt to push away your own violent desire to sleep. Many long minutes later, you return to the pickup point. With her eyes still shut, your passenger takes the wallet out of her pocket. You know, I can't sleep because I'm consumed with an idea. She opens her eyes. The world we live in, our current situation, it could all be taken care of if I took a gun and shot a pile of lead into our government. Yeah, we're not getting into that, but government's corrupt. Just saying that. We're not getting into politics. Not happening. You can't believe her ears. Your ears. Line them up against a wall, one after the other, and bam, 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 bam. She smiles. Her fingers reach out with cash. Then I would sleep soundly. But only if our president, our government, only if they were all lying at the bottom of a mass grave. Unmarked, no gravestones, in total and utter indifference. That's what scares them most, not leaving any mark behind. As slow as humanly possible, she hands you a bill. Thank you for everything. You were perfect. Gently opens the door and slides outside. She closes it behind her and walks towards her place without a word, almost like she were sleepwalking. When she shuts the door to her building, you get back to your night, just dying to sleep. Well, that was an experience. Okay. If we don't get a lead, I'm gonna see if we can go back. No, we can't go back to these icons, so that garage would have been perfect to figure out some clues, but no. Alright, well, I guess we're driving all the way down here for our only suspect. It's been an interesting night, that's for damn sure. Kind of sped through the night on this one. Hopefully we actually get something decent out of this one. St. Louis Hospital as usual. Except you recognize the next passenger getting in your cab, a cop, the detective. Your suspect. He has a tired look about him, and not just because it's eerily his voice drags. Still suspect him considering the gun. The usual place. St. Louis Hospital then. You start driving. He yawns. Sir, I didn't sleep a wink. Insomnia at work, same here. Your passenger smiles, slightly embarrassed. Sir, I didn't mean to. No problem. When I was your age, I could go entire nights without sleeping. I would sleep at my desk for a couple of hours, and I was ready to go for the day. Same here, dude. I remember sleeping in the middle of class without meaning to, and then just waking up full of freaking energy. I miss those days. But now I went one night without sleep, and I'm going to feel it for a week. Besides, his eyes shifty. I don't know what got into me. It's like I'm waiting for someone to come home. Like I had a son or a daughter telling me, I swear, Dad, I'll be home by midnight. But 3 a.m., they're still not home. He looks out the window. Dawn has not yet broken over Paris. He clears his throat. I think it comes from the mother of murder victim on one of my old cases. An investigation from a few years ago. He pauses. Taxi purrs like a cat after a good meal. Ran into her on the steps of the courthouse just before the trial, and she told me. His eyes. He closes his eyes. Concentrates. The hardest part is hearing a noise in the hallway and knowing it can't be her coming home. The hardest part is knowing she'll never come home again. He slowly sighs. They dispatched me to a parking lot where the body of a young woman was found. She'd been raped and her throat was slit. It was the work of a monster, a wild beast. He raises his hand like he wants to interrupt himself. I honestly think every man has it in him, you know? It's in our instinct, carved into our genes. She was 19 years old. You can hear the anger in his voice. 19. More anger. Just a kid. He gets back to his story. There was blood on the pavement, a little river of blood. The young woman was propped up on a post. Her t-shirt pulled over her face. The son of a bitch didn't even have the balls to look her in the eye. Anger continued to make his voice spark from time to time. He's gone through her bag looking for a spare change. All he found was some makeup and old check stubs. He found his fingerprints on the stubs. He'd used his thumb to fan through her expenses. At the time, I remember thinking what a shame it was to have brought all that stuff only to die right after. But I know it was just my mind's way of keeping busy. To avoid looking death in the face. When you're a cop, as you get older, you learn to look everyone in the eye. Makes them more human. Whether alive or dead, victims are criminals. He stops. Were they, did they catch the killer? Were there any other victims? Did you catch the killer? Yes, but much later. Damn. We just started working on DNA. We were still on shaky ground. We made mistakes. 5 victims in all. Damn, dude. That was when I had to learn to look people in the eye. The victims, I couldn't let them turn into numbers, evidence. It seemed critical to inform the victims' parents of our success and our mistakes. It was crucial to reduce the monster that did it to what he was, an abused kid, forgotten and destroyed by the system. He got a life sentence. Good for him, but the system failed us. Failed the victims. When it comes to crime, there is no winner. You can see his hand shaking. He sees you looking. These old stories still get to me years later. There's a long pause. The passenger seems out of breath. He sits up, squares his shoulders, and changes position. We're coming up to the hospital. The system. We don't control it. It controls us. No more, no less. It decides whether we're born here or there. His fingers reach toward the skyline. Makes us grow up and teaches us what women are fragile. That women are fragile objects and men violent animals. Up to the moment the system kills us, we try to break its rules. You park the taxi, your passenger doesn't budge. Do you cry sometimes? Silence. He looks you in the eye. Yes. He looks off into the distance. Good, good. I didn't learn how until it was too late. But it's natural. We're designed to evolve, to change, but only when Mother Nature makes us. He smiles briefly. Without saying another word, the old cop pays and gets out of your car. You watch him until he disappears into the hospital. You notice the newspaper on the back seat. Your last passenger must have left it behind, or the one before. You grab it and put it away. It could come in handy. Okay, knowing all of the crap that he's gone through, all the information, he's got motive. Because as far as I remember, there are notes stating that you deserve this. You, so on and so forth, they deserve this. I'm starting to think this is the reason why he did it. Going back and taking out the people that did wrong, immense wrong. So, yeah. Let's read that newspaper. You pull a newspaper out of your glove compartment and start sifting through it. Eventually, something grabs your eye. There's a rather enthusiastic article about a bar named Napo. Make note of the information with interest in your line of work. What kind of thing can always come in handy? You turn the page and stop. You've read about a third of the newspaper. Keep reading. Why not? You stop reading and go back a few pages. You thought you saw something. The photo of the French soccer team who just won a match against a team formed. Then, Ventuti? You have no idea where Ventuti is. You only have a third left to the read. Read the whole thing. As soon as you get to the page, you stop. The instinct tells you to look at a badly framed photo and a terse article inform you that a minister is stepping down for personal reasons. She will be replaced by her right-hand man, who also happens to be her husband. Her face is not at all familiar. You don't think you've ever seen her before. Shut the paper. It ends up in the trash tonight. If you remember, it's there. Otherwise, it will spend the rest of the day in your glove compartment. Okay, well, we learned about a bar. That's pretty much it. Well, I can assume it's a bar. I don't see any other options. Let's... Oh no, it's too late. We gotta drive home. Alright. Well, we got one thing? One clue, perhaps? You found out Havik got his scar. And Sarah won the field medal. Right, okay. Wow, shit. Well. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that much. I'm assuming the maintenance is the oil change and all that. You take a few minutes to update your board with your new clues. A bus goes by, making the walls shake. You take your shoes off before getting to work. Alright. Okay, we didn't get any files. Alright. You. Killer wearing black clothes. Okay. Nothing. I've seen victim known to have tortured prisoner. Killer wearing black clothes. Nope. Not a whole lot, really. Bent bullet case. Still think something's fishy about him. Salem. Can I connect it to his stuff? No? Okay. First crime scene, victim 1. Okay, not seen any connections, so I don't know if I can connect them. But yeah, okay. That's all we got for this night. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You lie down on the sofa bed. Its frame creaks. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. And you open one eye. You slept badly. Sometimes you're so tired you can't seem to get any rest. You'd like to understand how that's even possible. You get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 6. Alright, let's see what all we have unlocked before we jump off. Okay. Definitely going to check him out. And then, well, no, we're gonna continue with him because we already sussed out Harvey. But the current situation what he was dealing with last night, yeah, it's kind of questionable. But we're gonna go with him because we barely know anything about him. But alright guys, if you are enjoying this series for Nightcall, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future videos and horror games and indie games and anything that has a dark story. Alright guys, peace out, and I'll see y'all in the next one.